Well, good day, my friends. We're in Los Angeles, California, and today we're going into that big building, that big thing. Daze with Jordan the Lion and you all. It begins right now. Incidentally, this intersection right there is where Notorious B.I.G. was shot while he was waiting to make a left-hand turn down that road. Shot right there. So one of my all-time favorite museums in Los Angeles, PETERSEN Automotive. They have a lot of famous cars and it's a rotating exhibit, so who knows what we'll see today. One thing we should see in here that's usually in the permanent collection, the time machine from Back to the Future. So it starts out with an 80s exhibit showing a 1983 Lotus. And then they also have a car made by Gucci over here. Now they have two tours. You can do the regular, which is $21, or what they call the Vault, which is $28. And I don't think I've ever done the Vault, so I'll have to do that in the future. That's really unique. 1983 Ford. And look at that. 1986 Citroen. Now that's a 97 Dodge Copperhead. It's pretty unique. 1990 Mercedes-Benz. That does not look like Mercedes-Benz at all, does it? Just the regular tour alone has 3 floors, and then there's an underground vault. I just don't know what's in each tour. That is a 1989 Pontiac Stinger. Wow. Never seen one of those on the road. You see people driving around in these? That is awesome. 1988 Cizetta. 1981 Jeep. See, I wish they made stuff like that again. That is great. I even don't mind all this 3-tone stuff. That's a Lamborghini. 1989 Lamborghini. It looks like a Hummer, right? Oh, I see a familiar car over here. Time machine. Doesn't get any more 80s than this, does it? That is the real deal. The one that used to be at Universal. They restored and brought it back to life, made a documentary about it and stuff. That's it. Look, it's even on the National Historical Vehicle Register. The real deal. 1985 Time Machine. John DeLorean's design and Michael J. Fox made famous. It was used in all 3. Their guides over here telling someone right now, giving them a private tour. And yeah, this was used in all 3 of them. This is the hero car. Isn't that neat? For years, it just sat at Universal Studios where they like took you by it on a tram tour and it just rotted away. You can see a little bit more in through this side. Flux capacitors in there rocking. Well, this is cool. This was used in The Spy Who Shagged Me, Austin Powers movie. 1998 Volkswagen. Yeah, that's totally Austin Powers. 1985 Lamborghini. You know what this reminds me of? When they would have a book fair at school and you would have like $5 or whatever to go, and they would have 2 posters you could buy. It was like a yellow Lamborghini and a red Ferrari, I think. This reminds me of having one of those posters up on my wall. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Look at that. Pac-Man car. That is killer. I would totally drive that around. The Pac-Man rod is what it's called. My question is, where are the little things that you're supposed to be eating and chasing? That is cool. Speaking of Ferraris, black Ferrari. That's a beauty. 1983. Here we have another movie car. Look at that. Does it look familiar? Can you see Ferris Bueller stealing it out of Cam's garage? That's the one. That is also on the National Historic Vehicle Register. They have the plaque for it there, but that's Hero Car. The one and only. So that's another movie car. It was in the movie Wrath, which I did not see, so I don't know how big of a part it plays. It's a pretty cool car, though. This is pretty cool. This was in Galactica. That is pretty freaking cool. What is this? They're showing pictures from what it looks like a racing movie or something. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. Same with that. Sometimes cars are just cool and you don't need to know why, right? Just art. But this one, sometimes it's just like a work of art. These motorcycles. How cool is that? Looks like it could have been like Brett Michaels. That's very unique paint job. Hot rods. Let's see what kind of fun we have back here. Oh boy. Life is Beautiful Furry Fiat. Made by Mr. Brainwash. If you don't know who Mr. Brainwash is, watch Banksy's documentary, The Exit Through the Gift Shop. It's highly possible this is all Mr. Brainwash stuff. Yeah. I just heard somebody, the tour guide, come in and say this is all Mr. Brainwash. So basically, Mr. Brainwash was this guy who just liked to film street artists, and he would go out and film them creating like Banksy and people like that doing their art at night, tagging and doing all that stuff. And then he decided, hey, I should just become the artist. And he basically took what they did, exploited it to no end, and over commercialized it. And they show that in Exit Through the Gift Shop, where he just hires people to come in and just make random nonsense. And basically he bought his own stardom. I won't lie, a lot of it's really cool stuff. The concepts and stuff are very cool, but when you know that it wasn't like a passion or anything, and that it's like he basically learned how other artists created art and he just has exploited the pop side of it. I don't know. Kind of makes it a little dirty. The Think car. But then again, I mean, that movie was made a long time ago, over a decade ago, and he's still a popular artist making all the stuff you see on the walls. And all this concept stuff right here. I don't know, go watch the documentary and see what you think of him then. Because, I mean, when you look at it, a lot of the stuff's really cool, but it's like, there's a different kind of cool between like David Cho, who David Cho could walk in here, look at that door, pull a marker out of his pocket and turn it into like an amazing piece of art, and somebody who just is exploiting it for fame. But that's just my opinion. Because see here, he made a giant full-size like model kit. And then this one you can actually walk into a Van Gogh painting. Like, watch this. It's called Childhood Dream. I'm not gonna like walk in because they have bells and buzzers and alarms that'll go off, but pretty unique exhibit. See, this is like a full size, as though it were for sale in a store. Those are his kind of concepts. And there's one of those big cars that you used to play with as a kid. This piece is titled Garage. this one you can actually go behind the painting and be in the passenger seat with her. I don't hate that, you know, like I said, they want you to do that. Art is supposed to be whatever is creative, so like I said, I love the concepts and everything. I kind of, after seeing the documentary, wonder if he created this stuff himself or if this is like that mass group of artists he hired to create his stuff for him. Let's go ahead and go down to the second floor and see what else they have. Look at these killer old motorcycles. 1909 Harley. These are great. 1908 Indian. I think this floor is more of the permanent collection stuff that I may have shown you guys before. There's a Barracuda. Oh wow, that's a car. Holy moly. And look at how it opens. 1966 Canary, or Canara. Never heard of it. Very cool though. And the AMC Electron. (1970) Lanza. Aerovet, sorry. Don't have my glasses on. Peterson's Gold DeLorean. Gold DeLorean, that is beautiful. 1915 Detroit electric car. Yep, we had them all the way back then. Gee, I wonder why for 50, 80 years we didn't have them. Gee, I wonder. Maybe the gas companies bought up the rights and... What the heck is that? And where do I take off and fly it from? That is really interesting. I know supposedly they have like one of Lucille Ball's cars in their collection. That might be in the vault. I don't know. For years I was told that you couldn't film down there, and then I asked them today and they said, yeah, you can. So maybe we'll save that for another time. Oh, we've got some cool cars here though. Eleanor. That's Eleanor. That's an Eleanor. 1967 Mustang. Gone in 60 seconds. That is a beauty. And this was actually also, oh my God, that's Cobra. Oh my gosh. That is Cobra. Marion Cobretti. Sylvester Stallone. Great movie. I'm going to tell my boy Earl Skakel this is here. So the deal is, I know Stallone has had this in his personal collection for a long, long time. Since the movie. This is the Awesome 50. So I know he had it on his property, but he moved to Miami. My guess is that he told them, hey, you guys can go ahead and display it. That is awesome. I love that movie. Mystery Machine over there from the Matthew Lillard. So if you look in the back, you can see there's some ammo, license plate, his badge, something autographed in the back as well, like a newspaper. So upon further reading, they have some information about the Cobra car, and it says they actually had 4 of these cars for production. One with a raised roof for stunts when they were doing the jumps and stuff, but that this was the actual hero car, and this was the one that, like I said, Stallone did own this one. So this was either donated or loaned from him. So that is actually in the Scooby-Doo movie. So most of the times I say, of course, it's not a real one because it was a cartoon, but this one actually is the real one. Now check this out. Used in Iron Man and Iron Man 2. This was apparently in High School Musical 2. No, High School Musical 3. Senior year. Here she is in it. Never saw that one. And then Die Another Day. 2002, Die Another Day. That's a good one. Who doesn't need a big giant gun on the back of their car? Definitely James Bond. So they apparently use this in Transformers, the Transformers franchise. And then this was, I believe, the Green Hornet car. Yeah. The Imperial Black Beauty. This motorcycle was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Wayne. You can just see Wayne and Garth laying on top of it right now, can't you? That is the Mirthmobile. And then this is a car from the Penguin, which is an ultra popular show now. Everybody I've heard talk about it just loves it. Nice collection today. I love it. What is this? I thought that we were on the 3rd floor, but I guess we got out on the 2nd, so we'll go up to the 3rd and see if they have any celebrity cars. Not a celebrity car, but really freaking cool. Fascination. There's the motorcycle from Twilight Saga, New Moon. Also from Twilight. There's this big pickup truck. Now that's from Supernatural. That's Baby. I know the museum in Branson also has one, so there's a couple. And then this was used in Indiana Jones' Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That was Bumblebee concept for Transformers, as well as that was going to be like a prop car, as well as this one. I keep hoping they'll have the Bluth truck in here on display, because I know where it's at, or where it's been at for a while, but always kind of hoping it'll just be in here on display. Oh, look at this police car. That is killer. That's from Blade Runner. And then I believe this is a replica, this Batmobile. The reason I think that is because when I was downstairs, the guy was giving the tour to the other guy, talking about the time machine. He goes, this is the hero car. This is the #1 car, not like the Batmobile we have upstairs. And then that is Christine. It says 1958 Plymouth Fury. That is in Poker Face, which I did not see any episodes of or anything, so don't know what that is. And then this, that doesn't look familiar either. What is that? Okay. Oh, it's Borat. I haven't seen Borat in a long time. The person that used to own this used to work at the studio across from Jones Restaurant, Jones Hollywood, and I used to see this parked there often. I forgot. God, it's been a long time since I watched Borat. And then this is also a movie car. It looks like the Mr. Bean car, but it's not. It's Dead Reckoning. Mission Impossible. So there's Tom Cruise driving it. So it's saying this is a George Barris. That's awesome. All right, my friends, we're going to call it a day. If you want to see any more, you're going to have to come see it for yourself. Hope you enjoyed our tour today. Next time we come back, we'll do that vault tour. I don't know when that'll be, but we'll definitely do it. So have a great night, everyone. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.